To start, my follower and my user, especially crypto beginner, why should they have to use a hardware wallet like a ledger? Yeah.
You know, when I started with crypto, I had the same question. So I understand the question. But the reality is that your phone and your computer were not designed for security.
Yeah.
They
right.
were designed for performance, and they were designed to run all kinds of applications. For example, just 2 weeks ago, a big exploit, security exploit, was found with the Apple M series chip. So the M1 and whatnot were found that there's a way to extract the private keys in a secure transaction.
Wow.
The M1 is an amazing chip. It's not saying that the chip is bad. It's just saying the chip was not designed for security. It was designed for performance.
Yeah.
So what you have with your phone is an insecure touchscreen. And what you have with a ledger device is a secure screen. So with the ledger device, inside, whether it's a Stax or a Nano X, inside you have a secure chip, and then that secure chip is connected directly to the screen and the buttons. So with your phone, you can't necessarily trust that what you see is what you sign, because an attacker might imagine you just accidentally downloaded the wrong application.
Yeah.
And then the application is showing you that you're transferring, 1 ETH to OpenSea, but in reality, underneath it's transferring 1 ETH to a hacker.
Yeah.
Your ledger would tell you that. Your phone might not. So to be secure, you need 3 things. You need your private key to be inside of a secure element. You need your private key to stay there when you do the operation. So if you're doing a secure operation, it needs to be done in a secure element. And then the third thing is you must have a secure screen. So a software wallet on your phone can't do that. A device that doesn't have a secure element can't do that. And a device that doesn't have a secure screen can't do that. So, that rules out pretty much anything except for Ledger.
Thank you very much. What is the different point to crypto exchange to ledger? So because most of the people put on the crypto assets to crypto exchange, right?
Yeah.
So why should we use and why should we take a hardware wallet? Yeah. What is the
Well, it's a
point?
great question. I mean, I put the question sort of back to the user, and I would say, if not self-custody, why crypto?
Yeah, why crypto? Yeah.
And I think really,
Exactly.
as we say, not your keys, not your coins. Look, I have friends that use great exchanges like Coinbase or Kraken. I trust Coinbase and Kraken. I think they're good companies.
Yeah.
But I think for me, I want to own my property. Right? I am an American. I live in France. I travel the world. I don't want some company to be able to tell me when and how much I can get my assets.
Yeah.
And we have the ability to own our own assets. So in the last crypto cycle, in the cycle before, going all the way back to Mt. Gox, we know what happens when the user doesn't own their own coins.
Right.
In the last cycle, a lot of people told me, Ian, why do I need Ledger? I've got this great exchange. It's called FTX. Okay, well, we know what happened, right? FTX didn't care about security, and they didn't care about self-custody. So self-custody is when you own your own keys.
My decision.
And so I think the reality is every crypto owner should ask themselves, should think about security and self-custody. And what is your security? However you do it. If you're using a ledger, what is your security? Where is your recovery phrase? Are you prepared in the case that there's a fire or a flood, or and if you're using an exchange, what is the security on the exchange? What security is the exchange using? What security am I using with the exchange? Am I at risk of being phished Am I at risk of being SIM swapped with my phone? You should really ask yourself. And there's zero reason to use a software wallet. Zero reason. It's if I have a friend and they say, Ian, I'm using Coinbase, I say, good for you. I understand, right? If I have a friend who says all of my money in my CryptoPunks are in MetaMask and not protected by a hardware wallet, I say, you need to solve that right now. Right now. Because it's genuinely dangerous. So I think that you really, the most important thing to me is that the crypto user really thinks about security and self-custody. I will not compromise on security or self-custody. For me, I don't compromise on security or self-custody. I use Ledger and I don't need to compromise. I have both security and self-custody.
I see. Wow. Yeah. Especially this time, the trend is airdrop, right? And then the airdrop can get a scam and phishing a lot. They don't know about knowledge, this kind of knowledge.
Yeah.
So that's why they lose crypto assets a lot. And then after that, they really hate about crypto because they lost the money.
Exactly.
Yeah.
So please protect yourself.
Yeah, protect yourself. Yeah, right.
Yeah.
I hear that you have a new product, not new product, like a subscription. Yeah, they really worry about lose a 24 phrase.
Yeah. So I think, and to me, this is related to your other question about exchanges, because there are more than 500 million people using crypto, mostly through exchanges.
Yeah.
There are probably around 10 million people using secure hardware. So that's a big gap. 500 million people in crypto, 10 million people using secure hardware. So we want to get more people using secure hardware because that means that they're using secure self-custody.
Yeah.
So I think one thing is new devices with with a touch screen are part of that, right? So we have Ledger Stacks coming this year. Another one though is your question, which is how do you manage your backup of your recovery phrase? Yeah. So we've released a product called Ledger Recover. The way that it works is it's optional, but if you would like to, you can opt into Ledger Recover, and it creates an encrypted backup in 3 parts. It puts them on in three different jurisdictions: France, UK, and US.
Wow, I didn't know that. Wow.
With custodians, and they're encrypted, and so no one can get to your recovery phrase except for you. So you back it up with your identification, and then if you need to recover, you use your Nano, and you identify yourself with the Recover service, and then you can recover your accounts back into your Nano. So really, with this device, you don't need to worry about losing it. Here, you can have mine.
Yeah.
It doesn't matter. You can't. You can't open it.
Yeah.
If you put the PIN code in wrong 3 times,
it's gone.
It's reset.
Reset. Okay.
And I can use Ledger Recover or my recovery phrase to just get them back. I can grab a new device, put in the recovery phrase, boom, all my accounts come back.
Yeah.
This is a beautiful thing about crypto. It is literally a magic safe, right? So I could set up a device, load $1 million in here, take the recovery phrase, use it as the bookmark of my book, throw my device in the fire, cross a border, take a new device, put in my recovery phrase, boom, I've got all my value back. Because
like magic.
It is magic. It's a magic safe. Because your value is not in your ledger. Your
not physical stuff.
No, your value is on the blockchain. And what your ledger does, it allows you to say, I am the owner of that value. And I can prove it because I have the private key that identifies me as the owner of that value. So if you send me some Bitcoin, which please do, then what you've done is you've said, I am the owner of this Bitcoin, And I'm going to note on the ledger that I'm sending a little bit of value to Ian. And now I can say I am the owner of that address that owns that Bitcoin. So that's really what a signing device does, is it protects that private key. It's also why the security of that private key is everything. Because anyone who has that private key is the owner of that value. So that's the thing for people to understand how it works and why private key security is everything. It is all of your value.
Yeah. Oh my gosh. This is just my decision switch, right? Physical decision switch.
Correct.
Yeah.
Yeah. It's a signing device.
Yeah. So 私たちのアセット、クリプトアセット in the blockchain, no one can change, no one can take it and then,
Correct.
Yeah, right?
Yeah, because on the blockchain, the only way you can change ownership is by signing with the private key.
Sign.
Exactly. But also one good, one out of batteries, and one was a screen that I crushed.
スクリーンクラッシュしてて、これがバテリーね。バテリー1で。これが本物。This is you using.
Yeah, I'll show you. I'll log in for you. You can see it. You can see, all the apps.
そう、いろんなチェーンがあって、そう。
And notice this, this app is called Security Key. And the Security Key app is for my logins. So I use it for passphrase, 2FA. So to log into Twitter, I use my ledger. To log into my Kraken account, I use my ledger.
Wow.
This is my 2FA. So even if you are a exchange user, you could have more security on your exchange by using Ledger.
I didn't know that. I'm using a Google
Authenticator.
Yeah, Authenticator.
Yeah, this is even better.
Even better.
Yeah, and also for recovery, your 24 words is your recovery. So you know how with Google Authenticator you have the QR codes, and if you lose your phone, it's a real nightmare.
Yeah. Also, if I change a phone, mobile phone, it's a little bit a difficult.
Exactly. It's the same now as just recovering your device. You could use Ledger Recover or your 24 words. I wanted to show your users these very cool little.
そう、この間ご紹介したこれブックカバーです。そう。超クール。
And you can see them with the magnets. And then also you can stack them up like this, even with the covers.
そう。なんかもうファミリーブックみたいな感じで。すごいね。This is dad book, this is mom book, this is sister book, like that.
Yeah.
Cool. Yeah, thank you very much. We really understand about security and why should we use our hardware wallet, your product. Yeah, thank you very much.
It's my pleasure. Thank you for everything. The announcement is that Stacks is finally coming. We had a very difficult time making these screens. This is the world's first curved e-ink touchscreen. And it was very difficult to make, harder than we thought it would be.
Wow, that's nice.
But now we finally have it. We will deliver the pre-orders in the spring, and we'll start selling these everywhere around the world this summer.
This summer, isn't it?
And we have another surprise for you, but it's what's in my pocket here. But
your pocket?
Well, I'll tell you later.
Can I see it?
I'll tell you later.
Thank you very much.
Thank you.
Bye bye.
Bye. Arigatou gozaimasu.
See you.